How you guys doing today? Welcome to Touchdown Tennessee. Um, Something new, something I'm going to try and start. Well, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to try and start. I never done a sports show before though. Big fan of Tennessee football, and all right, just making sure I was up there. My little redneck makeshift studio. Um, Many of you all are watching. I have watched the caught up shows. You'll know. Just is what it is. So I love Tennessee football. Let me just do this right here. Uh, Resolute Exposure presents Touchdown Tennessee, and this is my first time doing a sports show on a podcast. Maybe I shouldn't. But my experience is I coached a youth football program for nearly 10 years, and I coach from the couch, and that's probably more of a professional level there. Football is my most favorite sport, and hopefully I can get the terminology down so I won't sound so redneck. But also, while I love Tennessee football, I'm not the biggest fan of Coach Josh Heupel, but he's growing on me. I'm not a big fan of the super fast offenses, and when you don't do it well, all the three and outs, and so it's that's been something different and new over the past couple years, 3 years, I guess now. Anyway, if you have a quarterback like we had in 23 last year, then all you have is a huge amount of three and outs, and that's what I don't like about these fast-paced offenses. Um, but maybe that changes because, as you all know, we watched the game with Nico's first start in Neyland Stadium against the Mocs. I know, probably not the biggest team in the world to be worried about, but we've opened some seasons with some awful play before, and the first half of football last Saturday was exceptional. It was amazing, and hopefully it's the future. I mean, we got him this year and next year, and then after that, I'm not sure what happens as far as Nico goes. But um, I'm going to try this. I'm gonna give it a shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the football team, just like every other sports show does out there, and then I'll play a little bit of video of some plays that I thought that was good. Some offensive plays, a couple defensive plays, a couple special teams plays, maybe about 12 altogether. I wanted to do this show last night at 8 o'clock, which is what I posted, but um, as life would have it, it didn't work out. And then technology, I had a phone go down, a new phone come in, trying to get it all work together. Anyway, long story short, we will try to make this a Thursday thing. I will try to make this a Thursday thing if the show goes well for whatever reason. Um, but Tennessee Vols, right? Head coach Josh Heupel. The offensive scheme is called the veer and shoot. If you're not familiar with it, I suggest you look it up. The veer is probably old. It sort of looks like it, sort of don't look like it, but like I said, the terminology is going to be something that I'll have to learn along the way because when I coached, 7 to 12-year-old kids, we dumbed it down as much as possible. And these guys, the terminology on these offense and defenses are they're huge. So, and then his defensive scheme is a multiple 4-2-5, um, and uh, and so if you watch last Saturday's game, like I said, we know it's against the Mocs, but offensively they were phenomenal, and defensively they did some good things, right? So, um, Nico, whose last name I won't pretend to pronounce on here, is a standout guy on the team and maybe in the nation, right? He's a real deal, an absolute stud at his position. Um, why he sat out last year, I don't know. Um, in favor of a non-quarterback, as far as I'm concerned, he was better than the quarterback that he was claiming to learn from. Some people out there said he needed that, and I think it was an excuse. I don't think he needed it at all. I think that we may have been one or two more wins last year with Nico under the helm than we were with Joe. Just my opinion. Don't like Joe Milton. Didn't like Joe Milton when he was at Michigan. Didn't like Joe Milton when he came to Tennessee. Hendon Hooker was amazing. When Milton went down and Hooker came in, the rest of that season, and then all of 22, phenomenal. 23, just not my cup of tea. The local sports channels last year, they hyped him up. And as of this year, they're not singing the same tune. If you watch any of the podcasts on the Vols, and they're all out there on YouTube, some of them have actually talked about some of the things they were talking about while in the stands or wherever they were at watching the football game at Neyland, and it's vastly different from what they're saying now. They just read a script, is what they did. It's kind of like politics. They handed him a script. Joe Milton's supposed to be a Heisman player. Joe this, Joe that, Joe. No show Joe. No show Joe whatsoever. So we watched Nico sit and watch a guy that he was far better than. And so this year he'll probably shine. Tennessee football tailback Dylan Sampson showed his versatility. It should make the Vols' upcoming opponents a bit concerned. In a 69-3 win over the Mocs, Sampson showed he could be a nifty runner with a strong offensive line in front of him, catch some passes from a freshman quarterback, and then accounted for 29 yards and 3 catches. Sampson isn't the only new twist on the Vols' offense. Tennessee can now attack the middle of the field, as evident by a couple of passes thrown to the tight end, Ethan Davis, right, who caught 2 passes for 20 yards and a touchdown. Receiver Dante Thornton also got in the middle of the field action when he caught a perfectly thrown pass by Nico on a slant route in the first quarter. And so we have a talented offense. We have a talented offensive line. We have a Cooper Mays who is a phenomenal center, and apparently they're going to pull him some this year, as what they did in the Mocs game. They used him as a lead block for some of them runs, and then wide receiver positions, and it's not just Cooper on the line. We got some good veteran mix with a little bit of youth there, and I think we're going to have a stout offensive line. Once again, we played the Mocs. I know Chattanooga, just not where it's at, but they claim we're going to get a test in NC State, which we'll see, right? So, but the offensive line, under the leadership of Cooper Mays, I apologize, should just get better as the season goes. So we have a talented group of wide receivers. We got Brew back this year. Brew McCoy changed numbers. He's not 15 no more. He's 5. And then behind him, Caleb Webb, and he's a redshirt sophomore. And then Mike Matthews. If you guys watched the whole game, you may have shut it off after the first half, after Nico set those records and doing all this stuff that he did. They played like 90-some players, man. So between defense and offense, a lot of people got to get in and get in the mix of things, right? We have number 17, Chris Brazil, who's a starter, and behind him is Dante, and then Nathan Leacock, and then we have Squirrel White. Most people know who he is, and Chase Nimrod, Braylon Staley. We have 9 good receivers. We have 3 very good receivers, 3 good tight ends. I was going to say 2, but probably 3. And then the running back core. I mean, so like I said, between the offensive line, the tight ends, the absolute phenomenal play at quarterback, wide receivers, and lots of them, and running, we offensively, we should be very explosive no matter who we play, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't matter if the Bamas of the world or whatever. We should be able to stretch the field and and push the envelope and get downfield. And then the way Coach Josh Heupel's offense runs, it's quick. Maybe we get some quick strikes in there, as we saw against the Mocs throughout the season, right? And then special teams, they did good. They blocked a punt, and I think in the first half they kept the Mocs basically contained to the 50, along with the defense, 50 or less anyway. And so just a well organized, well rounded, well played game, and was very pleased. The one interception, I think, was an interception, correct? Yeah, interception that we threw, and the player that ran the guy down from scoring a touchdown. I know they made a big deal about that guy, and I guess Coach Josh Heupel said something in the locker room about, just not giving up and giving in. Kudos to that dude. But from the time you're 7 as a peewee till you're in college or a pro, that's expected of you. The ball's intercepted, your ass better turn around and go get the ball back from the guy that took the ball. That's expected. So special accolades for somebody that did their job, that was supposed to do their job, doesn't play well with me. But like I said, I'm just this old redneck here, So anyway, good football team this year. Good solid football team. Defense is the factor that remains to be consistent out there, and with each game we're going to know. They did very well against the Mocs. We'll see what they do against NC State. I expect them to shut down that dude, whoever his name is. Anyway, we'll get into it in just a minute. But anyhow, let's go over some stats real quick, right? Okay. So we have here's the end of the game, 69-3, and it shows the scoring of all 4 quarters there, and then the game leaders, of course, their quarterback, our quarterback, right? And then their running back versus ours. Dylan Sampson had 12 carries, 124 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a hat trick. And then the receiving core, 3 receptions, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's Dante Thornton, and he's got a phenomenal catch across the middle of the field. Team stats, total yards, we got 718 in 4 quarters, 414 passing, 304 rushing, which equates to 8 yards per play. It's good, very good. First downs, it appears we have 36. Third down's 9 for 15. Fourth down, efficiency 1 for 1. Total plays 90. 90 total plays. 1 punt. Penalties 6 for 52, and I imagine they'll get that worked out. No fumbles lost. 1 interception, as I said, and then our time of possession was 29 minutes and 10 seconds, which is that's pretty much well balanced. That's the defense and the offense splitting the time, and I like those numbers right there. Last year we saw a lot of 14-minute offense, and then the rest was all defense, and they were gassed by the end of the game, or hell, by the middle of the third quarter. And so them are some pretty good stats right there to have. So, before we get into some video, I want to show a little clip of Saturday's game. James Pierce Jr. played in 10 snaps in the home opener there. They're saving him for NC State. The way the playoffs and stuff are, things are a little different than what they used to be. So some of these guys won't probably play nearly the same amount of time that they used to, especially if things get out of control and their stats are looking good. But apparently this is ESPN's number one dude, and those are his stats from last year. We're lucky to have him on our team. Nico, week one, 91.7 passing grade, 4 big time throws, 0 turnover, worthy plays. The dude's a stud. Then, oh yeah, look at there. There's our man. Watch about 12 different plays. This is the very, very first play of the game. Looks like the offensive line gets a little rattled a little bit. He rolls out and he finds a receiver and he catches the ball, and it's the first completion of the first play. You can't beat that. It's pretty cool, man. Like that. It's first down. Use the chains. We're gonna fast forward coming up here the last 2 plays before they go in and get the go ahead score. It's Sampson. Watch how the line blocks right here. These next 2 plays. They really just don't budge much. I know it's the mocks, but I mean, just look at that. He averages, I don't know, what, 6 yards there, 5 yards. On this next play, you got, I think it's Spradlin and number 74. They score the touchdown, and watch. Up there in the upper corner there, you'll see they're taking that boy to the bus right there. I don't know if they seen blindside or what was going on, but look there, just keep going and keep going. They're playing until the whistle blows. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we want. First touchdown, good drive. There we go. All right, we're on defense. This is where they fumble the ball. We scoop it up. Defense. Look at all them defenders there. Once again, we know it's the mocks, but the fact that they're aggressive and to the ball, you know, they score a lot. I think 24 points in the first quarter. Here we are. Look at that. Jumps out to the side, cuts back. Just lovely. Oh, Sampson. He's going to be a good runner for us this year. Line back up. Look at that. Right over the middle. Boom. Touchdown. That was Ethan Davis. Yeah, that's the tight end right there. Let's watch that again. The tight end right there. He's up here, up on your upper left there. Watch how he does that. Line blocks well. Boink, he pulls out right there. Look at there. Nico's ready to fire. Boom! Out, quick release. Nice catch into the chest, in the numbers. Touchdown. 14 to nothing. 8 minutes left. I think that's the number 2 or 3 tight end. Here we go. Oh, wait. This, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this throw right here. I think Aaron Murray said this is why he makes $2 million a year. You got, look at the linebackers, corners, and safety. Anyway, there's a lot of green behind the ref right there. It's about the area he throws it into. Watch this. It's a professional throw. Boink. I mean, phenomenal. Look at him right there. The mechanics on that guy. And then you got the receiver that's coming over across. Where is he? 2 yards from the corner there. Maybe that's outside linebacker, corner, whatever it is. But look at the green behind them guys. Watch him. He just plants it. Boink. Now, an SEC linebacker, maybe that ball gets knocked down. Maybe he doesn't throw that ball. I don't know. But he did it, and he can do it. It's amazing. Boink. Love it. Love that. I think it's at Thornton, wasn't it? We're just going to finish watching this drive. It's a good one. Look at that. Another throw. Amazing. Touchdown. Oh, that was Thornton. Sampson. Boink. Okay, on this particular drive, they had 2 plays prior to. Both were running plays by Nico. There was a penalty. It was pushed back. We're going to watch this whole drive here. They just do a phenomenal job. Great play call. Great execution. Hitch routes. Just get it to the guy that's there. Look at there. First down. Move the chains. Watch this. Look at the mechanics on that boy. Look at that pass. Boink. I mean, Thornton. Nice. Oh my gosh. They're going to show the replay of a replay. Watch this. Just look at all that green space. I know. I know. The corner thought the safety was going to be there. Maybe an SEC safety. You know, he's there. Watch this. Oh, we didn't score on that drive. That is right. But we come after. Look at there. We come after him there. The defense does very, very well there, too. So, oh, yeah, yeah. Wrap him up. He almost gets the ball. Almost handed off to our own. Back to offense. What we got? Sampson. Short pass in the backfield. And just all him, man. All Sampson. Nice little throw. Another hitch route. I mean, corners and safeties and linebackers, they're giving them room. Might as well hit the open guy, right? What's this? Oh, yeah. Who's that, guys? That's Brew. Look there. Brew. Yeah. Nice pass. Over the middle. We're going to have an offense this year, guys. We are. We are. Touchdown. They just make it look easy. Here we go again. It's 31-0. In the second quarter, look at that. He must have fell forward for 10 yards, Bishop did. That O-line play. Watch the O-line, guys. I mean, let's just back it up here just a second. Watch the O line. Cade, man, he's gonna be good. Watch this. Point, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The feet position, their legs. They got a hat on hat. There's no one being pushed. Maybe the guard or the tackle on this end. A little bit maybe. Beyond that, the pocket presence. And what do? With the RPO, they freeze the linebackers. Maybe. Nope, I guess he didn't. But the touchdown anyway. Joe Thornton. Touchdown, Tennessee. What's this one? Another run. Watch this. All Sampson, all day. Look at that guy. What athletic ability he has. Yeah, nice. Nice, nice. Hot at that game. I was there. All right. They're going to give it to him one more time, right? Might as well. Punch it in, boy. That's it. 45 to nothing in the first half with what? A couple minutes left in the game? Or the first half? Oh no, 6 minutes left. Yeah, and then you got the block. Special teams, look at that. Just beautiful, guys. Beautiful. I mean, so for 30 minutes of football there, I know it's the mocks, but you had a well running machine there between the offensive line, their capability of keeping Nico maintained in the pocket. And I think he missed 4 passes. I don't remember exactly. Seems like he was 22 for 28 or 24 for 28, something like that. Anyway, did a very good job, and a lot to look forward to between the offensive line, the tight end play, the running backs and the receivers, and then they're going to call him Green for as long as they can, Nico, but he's far more ready. He's not nearly as green as they're trying to make him out to be. I think he's going to do a fantastic job for us this year, and look for good things. So that was last week's game, and I'm going to try to do something like that on Thursday, week coming, the NC State game. But before we go, let's do a short recap. Um, Not a recap. Let's where am I? Preview of the NC State game. I believe it's an episode from Snaps. It's like 6 minutes long. Aaron Murray and whatever his buddy is, they do a fantastic job. Aaron Murray broke down the game film of just Nico's quarterback play, and the things he says about him is amazing. Um, a lot of upside with Nico, you know. So anyway, for those that don't know, my show caught up on Resolute Exposure, the channel, is an echo chamber. I share other people's content and try to get out there as much as possible. So same thing with this football show. I probably grab bits and pieces of other people's stuff, put it together, and share it. And but as long as I acknowledge them for it, then it should be cool. You know, for example, what was it? The stats. Where did I get them at? I got the stats from. Goodness. Off the Hook Sports. Off the Hook Sports is where the stats and all that came from. Obviously, YouTube, the internet's where I got the pictures and stuff from. Any of the video that you may or may not see, you know, all that, you know. Anyway, I share their content. That's what this is about. So, upcoming, we'll let them talk.
And it's a ACC SEC battle, and it's two teams that a week ago this felt way more exciting than it does now. Because as I said, NC State, I don't know if I put them on the list, but they should be firmly on fraud watch after what I saw in week one, whereas Tennessee looks ready to take that leap to the next level.
They are more than ready to take that leap to the next level. I think Tennessee, the big question mark was how good is Nico going to be? Like we have the offensive line, I think their skill position is tremendous on the outside. I really like their defense. I like their defensive system. They're very aggressive. The front four, front seven's really good. So there's not a lot of holes to poke when it comes to Tennessee. And then now you may have one of the most talented quarterbacks. Why he's still green, only his second career start, still green. But to me, he's put enough on tape between last year's Iowa bowl game and then the first game of the season to be like, he's got talent. He can do everything that you want to do in an offense that is very quarterback friendly, in an offense that once again has a ton of talent on the outside, that he's going to continue to put up crazy numbers. I mean, again, McCoy, Brazel, White, Thorne Jr., like they got some dudes on the outside. Plus, he's athletic on top of it. So if we want to go just like pure quarterback to quarterback, Grayson McCall has played a lot of football. He's played a lot of football. It was in a very unique offense in North Carolina or Coastal Carolina. Nico's very green, but the talent is the inverse of that. Nico is so much more talented than McCall. McCall was very questionable throughout the game last week.
Well, I mean, and the Grayson McCall's got a little bit of that. This is going to sound crazy, but allow me to explain myself. He's got a little bit of that Brady Belichick thing, right? Where Grayson McCall's with Jamie Chadwick his whole career, and he's putting up crazy stats in this Jamie Chadwick offense. Well, what happens when Chadwick goes to Liberty and gets with Caden Salter? Caden Salter starts putting up the insane stats that are mind-blowing, whereas Grayson McCall kind of just goes back to being more of a good player. And that's what he looked like against Western Carolina. He looked good. Slow out of the gate, got better, but like, I don't know, man. I thought NC State's O-line didn't look great against Western Carolina. I think that Tennessee defensive line is going to absolutely eat them alive.
Well, I think the big question is going to be, so I talk about Tennessee and the strengths. Like offensively, you feel really, really good about that as a unit. I think defensively, you feel really, really good. But the one area that I do like for NC State is I really like their receivers. I think they're very talented on the outside. And like I said, Grayson, the amount of times that balls were underthrown or behind a receiver where guys are having to catch it, not being able to stay on the run. But you look at them, and Conception is a very talented receiver. I like Jolly, I like Rogers and Grimes. Like they have 3 or 4 pretty good receivers, and they like to get into 10 personnel, 11 personnel. So like, to me, this is a good game for Tennessee fans and SEC fans and college football fans as a whole to sit back and say, okay, is Tennessee legit? Can Nico now do it again against a quality opponent? And can this defense, we know they're good up front, can they stop an offense's passing attack with talented receivers on the outside? If they can do that, then all of a sudden I truly think we can have a real conversation of Tennessee is a playoff caliber football team. I think they are right now. I'm just saying that this is a good test of receivers versus DBs. Can you slow them down? And if you can prove me that you can, I feel even better about you.
Yeah, I mean, make no mistake, Conception, already one of the best players in the country coming into this game. 9 catches, 121, 3 touchdowns. He lives up to all of the offseason hype. But on a man-to-man basis, Tennessee felt very complete week 1, and they're more talented than NC State, pretty significantly, in my opinion, on both lines of scrimmage. And so, as good as Conception is, sometimes wide receiver is one of those positions where it almost doesn't matter how good you are. If you're outclassed on so many different other areas of the field, you can't really do anything with your talent. And they'll try to force the ball to Conception, and I'm sure he'll have like respectable numbers, but in no way will he have the numbers that are going to be required to keep up with. Also, like, bro, the NC State defense did not look good against Western Carolina. They gave up way too many plays. And then I'm just thinking about the speed, like you said, that Tennessee's bringing to bear, and the darts that Nico's throwing. And then Chad saying that this is 7.5. I would smash Tennessee to cover this 7.5. I feel as if Tennessee views this as a great opportunity to say, no, we have arrived, and really assert themselves as being super legitimate.
This will be an interesting game interesting is the wrong word. This is a great opportunity. Nico's already all over the place. Nico is the talk of one of the big talks of college football at the moment with his first game. One, because we've been talking about Nico for 2 years, the $8 million man, high expectations, all that. I believe this is a 7:30 primetime game. If he goes out there and has a game of 3 or 4 touchdowns, Nico will be thrust into the Heisman conversation. This is a big moment for him.
So he should be.
Yeah, he should be. I think I'm with you though. Like Tennessee, man for man, if you want to break it down position group by position group, is by far the superior team in this matchup.
It is either 7. I think it's 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. I'm not sure. It could be 6:30 Eastern. It looks like it's going to be on ABC though.
7:30.
Yes.
It's the primetime game.
Okay.
7:30.
Okay. So 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, ABC primetime game. Nico, write your legend. Demon Deacon, $5 super chat. Aaron, disgusting. Nico didn't hit your top 5 quarterbacks of the week. He dominated his routes versus air drill. Yeah, I mean, look, they didn't play anybody, but again, how do you
sweet
look
ass throws
when you don't play somebody? And he looked awesome. AK says, I'm pretty confident Tennessee will crush them, which means NC State will win, right? Yeah, exactly. We'll see I'll be very interested to see what the public money does. We told you about it last week, that LSU USC matchup, all that sharp money flowing in on USC. And well, wouldn't you know it? The sharps were right.
Pretty interesting, them guys, man. Does a good show and had a lot of good stuff to say about Nico and Tennessee, and rightfully so. So, all right, guys, that is the first show for me. Hopefully, with each show I get better, like the Vols football team. I'm green when it comes to a sports program show, and so and it probably shows. But in the end, I love football, I love Tennessee football, and all I want them to do is do good. And yeah, so NC State and Tennessee play Saturday 7:30 on ABC. $35-17 maybe final score. Tennessee. Balanced attack. All right. See you later. Oh, caught up tonight at 9 o'clock. Regularly scheduled. Music starts at 8:40. I hope you enjoyed. Touchdown, Tennessee. Thank you.